The most painful truth, heartbreak. Betrayal, tears and a confession that changed their lives forever. No one on the film crew expected that the final day of filming would begin with such a heavy silence. The Scottish sky was grey and cold. The wind blew across the plateau, carrying the familiar scent of damp grass and earth, so familiar that everyone thought it would be another ordinary day. But for Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe, everything was different. Very different. They stood a few steps apart, between the familiar studio lights of over a decade. The final lines of Outlander were about to be read. A long chapter was closing. But no one knew that a truth more painful than the script was waiting to be spoken. Averted gaze. Caitríona sensed it even before she heard a word. Sam wasn't looking at her. Not like usual. For 10 years, they had learned to read each other's minds with a glance. A fleeting smile, a misplaced breath. But today, Sam's eyes avoided hers as if afraid of what he was about to face. "Sam?" she whispered as the director called for a break. He turned away, pretending to adjust his coat. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute, but that minute felt like a lifetime. Tears that weren't part of the role. In the small dressing room behind the set, Caitríona stood before a mirror, removing Claire Fraser's bright red wig. She looked at herself, not Claire, but Caitríona. A woman who had spent most of her adult life alongside a man the world believed to be merely a co-star. The door closed behind her. Sam stood there, tall, familiar, yet heartbreakingly strange. "I owe you the truth," he said hoarsely. "I know," Caitríona replied, without turning. No background music, no cameras, just the truth. The silent betrayal. "I was dishonest," Sam said. "Not to the press, not to the fans, but to you." Caitríona closed her eyes. Her heart pounded, as if she had anticipated this but wasn't ready. "I was always there," she said slowly. "In every silence you'd had. In every decision you'd avoided. I stood by you when the world was asking questions." Sam clenched his fist. "And that's why I betrayed you." Not a secret affair, not a love scandal as the press always imagined. Sam's betrayal lay in his cowardice, in his choice to play it safe, his silence, his leaving Caitríona alone to face what they should have faced together. "I loved you," he said. "But I didn't dare be true to it." A belated confession. Caitríona turned. Her tears fell, not dramatically, not sobbing, just silently, like rain soaking into the earth. "Do you know what hurts the most?" she asked. "It's not whether you loved me or not. It's that I believed you would choose the truth." Sam stepped forward, then stopped. "I was afraid. I was afraid of destroying everything, my career, my friendship, the world we had built." "And you destroyed me," Caitríona whispered. That statement shattered Sam. When memories become wounds. They sat down, a small distance apart, a distance symbolizing the years that had never been named. Memories flooded back. Late nights filming in the cold rain. Hugs that lasted longer than necessary. Eyes that met on the crowded red carpet. It was all true, but never acknowledged. "I thought that if I stayed silent long enough, the feelings would disappear," Sam said. "But they didn't disappear, they just hurt more." The moment that changed everything. Caitríona stood up, wiped away her tears, took a deep breath. "I need you to say it, not to the press, not to the fans," she said. "But to yourself." Sam looked up. "I loved you in a way I would never dare to love anyone else. And I betrayed that." That truth hung in the air, painful, but liberating. Not a fairy tale ending. They didn't rush into each other's arms. No kiss, no promises of from now on. Just two grown people, facing the consequences of past choices. "What will become of us?" Sam asked. Caitríona smiled sadly. "I don't know, but at least, from this moment on, we no longer live in lies." Under the media spotlight. The next day, at their final press conference, the world watched them intently. Sam and Caitríona stood side by side, calm, dignified. When asked about their real-life relationship, Sam paused for a long time, for the first time, not avoiding the question. "We've shared a profound journey," he said, "and there are truths that couldn't have been revealed sooner. But today, I know that silence is no longer the right choice." Caitríona placed her hand on the microphone. "Sometimes, the most painful truth is the most necessary for us to grow." The entire audience fell silent. Backstage. When it was all over, they walked out. No more roles, no more obligations. Sam looked at Caitríona. "Thank you for not turning your back." She replied, "Thank you for finally saying it." The painful truth, but freedom. They went their separate ways in the parking lot. Neither looked back. But they both knew. That confession, albeit belatedly, had changed their lives forever. Not because it brought instant happiness, but because it ended a decade of silence. And sometimes, the most painful truth is the ultimate gift of love.